everyone, my name is Brendan M74, and today I'm going to attempt to do an OWL analysis of Stage 4, Week 3, Day 4, and it's the first match, so it's London Spitfire versus Dallas Fuel. It's going to just be the first point where Dallas Fuel actually end up full holding London, something you wouldn't think, but you'll see why here. It's pretty apparent. Who am I? Like I said, I'm Brendan M74. This is my first time ever doing something like this. I'm not Grandmaster or anything like that. I just thought it'd be fun to analyze something like this. I thought I personally had some interesting points here, so yeah, let's give this a try. So immediately looking at the comps, these are the comps that they're going to run. London's not going to fool us and run something else. Actually, correction, Nuss will be on Mercy, as you'd expect. He's not going to be playing Lucio. So immediately we look at this and, well, to put it bluntly, Dallas clearly out-comps London, don't they? They've got a Brigida, and London, is going to be running full dive. Anybody who knows anything about this meta knows that this just does not work, ever. It will not work. However, they're going to try it. So this isn't uncommon, though, for London to always run, even on Blizzard World. So as we'll see here, London versus Boston Uprising. This is in the same stage, Stage 4. London is running full dive. Boston, okay, maybe into this comp, you can kind of run dive a little bit better. It's anti-dive, but you can do it a little bit better than perhaps the comp that Dallas is running. Anyway, it's beside the point. And again here, London Spitfire versus San Francisco Shock, Again, this is Stage 4. This is a little bit different, but we still see a lot of dive here. I believe actually Nuss does play Mercy here. Yeah, he sure does. And actually they go completely full dive. So there's that. And the funny part is they should have seen this coming and they should have adjusted. Because as we see here, Boston Uprising versus Dallas Fuel on Blizzard World Point A. Dallas, again, on defense is, what do you know? They're running Brigida. So, why London does that? Why are they going to run dive into a Brigida? I don't know. And again, we have another example. This is against Los Angeles Gladiators. Again, look at that. Full. You got the Brigida again. So they're going to counter full dive once more. The only difference here is Chips is in instead of Unco, which I don't think that really makes a big difference. Maybe in the London match it makes a difference because Unco played extremely well in my opinion. So perhaps that's something. So we're going to see that here. Something I would like to mention beforehand is, yeah, Spitfire should have seen this coming from a mile away, and Dallas clearly knows Spitfire very well. Or even if they don't, does it really matter? Because Dallas is going to run what they're going to run. Because they didn't do too badly for the most part. I think in the Boston game, maybe they got run over a bit. But anyway. Bottom line is London should have seen this coming. And whether they're too stubborn to switch or whether they thought they could beat it, I don't know. But you'll see that London is very, very stubborn at this point. And I think eventually it leads to them losing the match entirely. They end up losing this match. I won't tell you the score, but they do end up losing the match. And I think it's partially from their stubbornness. They just refuse to switch off of their dive, and I think that's really hurting a lot of teams in this stage. So, anyway, my little rant. So, actually, we're going to rewind here, because as we'll see, Prophet likes to always go underneath to ticket booth. He does it on pretty much every time because they're always running full dive, so he's always going to be on the tracer. He does it pretty much every time. And I think Coach Arrow has noticed this, or somebody on the Dallas Fuel's coaching staff, perhaps even a player, has noticed this. Because, well, if we go ahead and take a look at, excuse me, this game right here, we'll see that, Prophet will literally do the exact same thing every time. He's over there right now. And there's even another example of it where he does the exact same thing again, where he just ends up going to the exact same place. So there's Prophet right there. You can see him. He's going to come under here, right? And he's just going to flank around. He does this every time. There he goes again. So that's extremely, extremely predictable. So Mickey notices this. And, well, Mickey sets himself up to do exactly what you would want him to do. And he sits at ticket booth waiting for Prophet. So I think this really sets the tone for the match, because now you can clearly see Dallas has done their homework. So maybe this wasn't a mistake that they're just running this clearly. I think they knew that London was just going to run dive. And the thing is London just doesn't, they don't care. They don't care that they're getting smacked around by OGE's Reinhardt Hammer. They just keep running dive over and over again like you're running your head into a wall. So we'll go ahead and we'll continue with the VOD here.
And London likes to try to play static and then want to just go
so
right away. And why not?
Yeah, as you would guess, here comes Prophet. Yeah, there he goes, all the way around, and right now, look at that. Before Semler can even finish his sentence about Mickey being really good on Brigitte in the right place at the right time, he kills Prophet, instant deegs him, and London's going to lose their res off of this. So this isn't the first time, or this isn't the last time this is going to happen either. Mickey will continuously look to find Prophet and take him out. So they're forward holding here, so as you can see, OGE is more forward. No one's really standing up top. Taimu is up there. So what they should do right now is run back and switch. They should completely switch up the comp, maybe go double sniper, put Prophet on Hanzo, and Bird Ring on to the the Widowmaker. And maybe it's not the greatest for this first point, but it's better than what they have right now. You might be able to snipe Taimu and bait out the res and have a better time with that. Instead, they just continue to run this in. Since they're doing that, this push really, really needs to count. They need to make the most of this. Otherwise, Mickey is just going to end up getting armor, and he's going to armor up his whole team, and then it's going to make the dive even harder than what it would already be. So they're not going to switch, so they really need to make this one count, and we'll see what happens here.
Versatility of the pass with like some Roadhog play, apart from the Diva, but ever since Brigade has been put into this game, Mickey has.
So Gesture jumped in, and you get a classic Bedosian right click, something he's way too good at, and that's very good. However, since Gesture used his jump, it's a bit of unfortunate timing. They're going to be able to res this, and Mickey is going to flank around to get Bedosian. And here we go. Here's Prophet in the back. Okay, this is good. However, his entire team ahead of him is just dying. They're getting smacked because there's nothing to kill Dallas, because Prophet's way behind them. He's not doing any damage right now. This is good because he's drawing them out. However, before this happened, Bedosian died, and so did Bird Ring. However, you could argue that this happened as Prophet was coming around. But still, what he's doing right now, while it might seem good to pull them off the point, it's a little late. So, yes, it's a good play, but yeah, like I said, it needed to happen earlier. They needed to realize what was going on, that, hey, they're running this Brigitte. Prophet, you need to flank around like immediately and try and go back cap and dislodge them so that we can create some space for ourselves. It's a little late though, so this fight's a bit of a wash. Dallas does something even better here, and they force them back into this ticket booth, and this is really good because now any chance of them diving is completely negated, because you cannot dive in here. there's no space for Jester to jump around. You even saw him jump from here to there, and here I'll rewind it a little bit. And he ends up hitting his head on the ceiling, and he's not really they have nowhere to go, so they get pushed out. And OG goes down here, and he ends up farming some ultimate, which is going to end up to be a very good thing later. And Prophet gets swatted off the point, because really all he is a little mosquito at this point. He's not going to do a whole lot as by himself, especially with the Brigida. So he gets swatted off point, and yeah, that's that. So he's going to go and flank around and relax, and they're just gonna, Dallas is gonna go ahead and kind of reset themselves up, while London also resets.
That's kind of the issue that Mickey has to go out and hunt, because remember,
It is important, like I said, to notice Prophet is right here. That's kind of a big deal. We'll see why in a second. They're gonna do the classic pincer maneuver that the casters always talk about, where Jester and Fury jump in, and Prophet comes from a different angle, and sometimes Birdring even comes from a different angle, and they'll pick one target to all go on. It's something London's very good at. Their communication is on point when they do things like that. We'll see what happens here though. It's not that. So I'm sure they were going for Unco here, and you can see Prophet jumps over the top, not even realizing Mickey's right underneath him. And in classic OGE fashion, he gets a Lotto charge onto Birdring, which, in my opinion, not really a Lotto charge, because he's charging into all of these people. It was Jester, Fury, and Birdring. He's bound to get one of them. So he ends up getting Birdring, which is good. And we'll see. Mickey is going to get the easy gib, and Jester pops ult. Jester does get Harry Hook, which is a good pick, but both their DPS are dead, and they do have a res up. London Spitfire does have a res up, but you can only res one of those guys, so they choose Birdring to res, and Jester gets completely deleted. Taimu stuns him, Mickey stuns him, Unco throws a Discord Orb on him, Harry Hook was dead, I'm sure. But anyways, he gets absolutely deleted, and that's when they end up resing Birdring. Mickey pops his ult, so they have the speed boost now, as well as they're building armor. And they're almost all healed up to full, so this is a good time for everyone to disengage. And as you can see, the supports are doing that. However, if we look, Fury he uses boosters right there to create space for Birdring. Birdring gets rezzed and then just dies immediately, which sucks, but it just seems like this was a clear miscommunication of like disengaging or re-engaging by the Spitfire. They clearly should have disengaged. You can see the supports are kind of slowly backing away, but Fury and Birdring were almost on a different page than the supports, because Fury and Birdring, it almost seemed like they were still trying to kill OGE, and OGE was low at the time. We could see he's very low there, and so it might be a good idea to try and kill him, because the respawn is slow, so they might be able to even force out a res. That could work too, but they don't communicate what's going on, so we'll see what happens. OGE, he charges in there, and he hits this rock right here, which actually turns into be something kind of good. I'm sure he was going for a charge onto Fury, but this is almost better, because Fury and the supports are now split up. You can see Nuss was healing Fury at the time, so you saw the beam there. He was healing Fury at the time, so now Fury's he's really low, but that means they can just de-suit him and stall him out even longer, because now he's going to come over the top, over to the left Taimu, and there you go. Now you've got a baby diva to stall out with. And the thing is, Prophet is behind them now. He's over here in the like underneath that eagle little cart there up top. He's kind of by that mega, and Mickey whether he knew that or they heard him or whether he just took a guess, Mickey's going to find him, and you'd think Fury would be the one to stall, but it's actually going to end up being Prophet. So yeah, there you go. So now they're stalled out even longer. All the while, if we just take a glance at ultimates really quick, which we will again very, very soon, OG almost has Earth Shatter, and they're coming up on 5 ultimates, and Mickey just used his. So everyone's armored up except Harry, because Harry was dead during the ultimate. That's not that big of a deal. It turns out to be not that big of a deal. But Len and Spitfire aren't doing too bad themselves. They've got Badoshan with his ultimate, and Birdring is coming up on his. Fury's got his. Nuss also has his. And then Gesture blew his last fight, trying to create some space for the DPS. Prophet is at 50%. He has not gotten a Pulse Bomb yet. This is completely in the hands of Mickey. Mickey just keeps shutting him down every chance. Prophet just hasn't been able to do any damage. And it's not Prophet's fault. They're playing dive into a Brigida. Brigida's going to look for a Tracer every single time. That's just bottom line. You can't expect for a Tracer to be uncontested by Brigida. So that's what's going to happen here, is that it's a clear ult advantage in Dallas's favor here. So they're all going to reset back up.
That's 3 for 3 now for Mickey. By the
And
way.
yeah, that's 3 for 3 for Mickey. He's seen him 3 times and he's killed him 3 times. So Dallas again is going to hold far forward. That's because OG almost has his Earth Shatter, so they want to get a good Earth Shatter off here. And Prophet's going to flank around left. Gesture is going to just kind of poke here, and they do not have the bubble down to stop that. So here's Gesture right there. He gets bursted down really quickly. And then Badoshan does come in with the trance, which is actually a really nice play by him. He knows that he can't get Earth Shattered. Nuss actually himself does get Earth Shattered. And he has his ultimate, but Badoshan was sitting around this corner right here out of the line of sight, so he's able to trance this. And he keeps everyone up, and he actually tanks that charge, which is very good. And OGE goes down. So now both of the main tanks are down, which is kind of a wash, really. So it's in a way it's an even 5v5, but Dallas make it not that. So they go ahead and they do the Taimu pulls High Noon to zone out, as we'll see. So everyone kind of backs up while Taimu's ulting, and so does London. One has to back out. They can't tank that. Birdring just uses deflect, so Birdring has to find cover, and so does Fury. Fury just used almost all of his defensive matrix. I'm sure he has some left, but that's not enough to stop a High Noon. He'll flash it and it'll be gone, so then Taimu can just get the free shot. So it completely zones him out. Very, very good play by Taimu. Both the supports blow ult, which normally would be a very bad thing. However, here it's actually okay because Mickey's coming up on his ultimate. Like, he can get it very, very fast. And they all have armor, so in a way they're using Mickey's ultimate right now. So it's okay. So Nuss still has his ultimate, which will be a very good thing, and Birdring also has his. In a way, Birdring's ultimate is kind of their win condition. However, they have to get rid of this armor first, which you'll see from Unco especially, because he's got the regenerative armor that sits underneath, or that sits over the top of the regular armor. That's a big deal. They're going to have a lot of trouble chunking him down. It takes them a couple of pushes to actually do that. I think he's had this for 2 of Mickey's ultimates now. So Unco's just playing flawlessly. His positioning is causing that to happen. So yeah, we'll see that. Classic, like I said, Badoshan, something he's too good at. He's gonna go ahead and get the right click. So what they should do now is they should engage very, very hard, because there's no counter for them really. Like Dallas is gonna have a lot of trouble dealing with the dive here, because Mickey is one of their main defenses against the dive is he's gonna be able to stun someone and almost destroy them instantly. And they've got a lot of good ultimates here, so they should win this. They have a very good chance of winning this. their win condition just turned like 180 degrees. Now, honestly, they might not even have to use any ultimates to take care of these guys. But we'll see. Harry Hook is still using his Valkyrie right now. He's still in it. So they're going to go ahead and engage pretty hard. They're going to go ahead and flank around the point, and here comes the Dragon Blade. The Dragon Blade is very good. However, I think the better play was Seagull. Seagull, as soon as he saw the Dragon Blade, he throws his mech into the air. You can see the little exclamation point here. He throws his mech right into the air. This is a classic play. And Birdring, you can't do anything about that. You can maybe dash into Jester's bubble there, but there's really nothing he can do. He has to back up, and otherwise he's dead. And I think it's better for him to not try to gamble that. So he made the right play, which backing out, but it's just it was just a very good play by Seagull. So Taimu goes ahead and gets the flank around on Bedosian. Something we see a lot more often is the McCree coming at these weird angles, sort of like the Widowmakers do now. They'll come at these weird angles and they'll find random picks, and that's good, but they just end up rezzing it and Taimu dies for it. So it's a good idea, just maybe if they didn't have res, it'd be a little more impactful. So they're going to go ahead and they're just going to poke here. I'm not sure why London are just poking right now. They need to do something. They need to engage. It's not optimal because Mickey's back, so they kind of wasted their chance a little bit because Seagull zoned them really, really well. And it almost seemed like back when they did engage, it's just Jester going in, and Birdring was coming in, but Seagull zoned him. So Jester and Fury really need to be together when they do that. They really need to be together. Otherwise, Jester's not going to get anything done against this armor. He's going to have a really rough time against the armor trying to actually do anything. So Fury really needs to be with him. And like I said, great play by Seagull to actually stop that. I believe he stopped Fury from getting there as well. So it was a very good play by Seagull. But right now, they did use their, I'll back up a little bit. They did use, Nuss went ahead and used his ultimate. So they have kind of an advantage right now. They're being healed at a rapid pace, and they've got the damage boost. They really need to engage right now, especially since Taimu's down, which is another kind of anti-dive sort of hero. He can stun and kind of stop their dive, put it to a halt in a way. So he's down. They really need to engage. And as you'll see, they just don't do that. They sit on this corner. They use this corner as cover, as Dallas uses theirs corner as cover, and they just have a lot of trouble. And so we see OG charge in, and at first you think, okay, that's not a great play, but Unco pops his ult, so he's gonna save OGE here, and instead of OG just blatantly feeding, he's actually creating a lot of space for Mickey to go ahead and do damage. And Mickey's kind of the cornerstone of this. It seems like they're just playing around Mickey to get his ultimate so that they can't be dove, which is really smart. And again, there's not really nothing really London can do. They're being out-comped hard, so they just need to switch. But we can see 58 seconds. They've wasted a lot of time just sitting here poking instead of diving, so it's really a shame. They have 58 seconds here left. So this is kind of it. This is kind of it for them. They need to make this count. And Prophet is just now getting his pulse bomb. He's going to go ahead and use it on Mickey. And he sticks Mickey, which is great. However, Mickey does trade out with Prophet. So Mickey kind of gets the last laugh there. Taimu does come back as Widow. So who's going to kill Taimu? I guess Birdring can, but Taimu's going to be behind everyone, being pocketed. So you're not really going to get a chance to kill Taimu, especially when you're down your Tracer and your Zenyatta. I don't think that's going to happen. So, yeah, they're waiting way too long, so they'll have one more good push here. But as we'll see, so Jester does ult, and he gets Taimu, and he gets Unco. So, they should really be engaging, like, right now, but they don't engage properly. They're playing way too defensive, and as a team that is on the offense as dive, that just can't happen. So Bird Ring is caught out, and as soon as Bird Ring dive, Fury goes in, and stuff like this just can't happen. So both the tanks are in now, but they don't have any actual damage to do anything. So we see Mickey and OGE. They're gonna juggle the point here so that they don't it doesn't get captured on them. And it comes very close a couple times, but OG and Mickey are really on it this round, and they know what's going on, so they swap out. When OGE gets low, Mickey goes in, and when Mickey gets low, OGE comes back in, etc. They don't have to worry about their shields so much, because there's not much shield pressure from the other team, because the only one that's really going to do a whole lot of damage to the shield is, I mean, Vidoshin and Fury maybe. They can do a lot. Jester's just going to tickle, because Harry's right here. So they're going to have a rough time doing damage to the shield. So it's really their health they have to worry about. So yeah, basically what they're doing right now is they're just letting Dallas get their ultimates. And they're just not pressuring them. Like Hexagram said, they're just not doing a whole lot. So OG gets very, very low, and we'll see Mickey comes in, stuns Jester so that OG doesn't go down. Great play by Mickey, very aware. And yeah, as we see, the ultimates are slowly ticking up. OGE is getting very close to Earth Shatter, which we know is kind of a good win condition for them because they don't have anything to stop them. He's just going to wait for Jester's bubble to go down, and then he's just going to shatter him, and there's nothing they can really do about it. So yeah, we'll see how this rolls out here. So OG is going to go ahead and he's going to pick some more, and he actually goes down. But what happens here? He goes down, and Harry Hook immediately starts to res, which can be a good idea, but London really should have capitalized here, and they didn't. They, again, just sat back and almost watched Harry Hook get the res. As you can see, Prophet is over here reloading, it seems like. Fury is discorded, and he's shooting his missiles just into, I think a defense matrix. And Jester is just sitting right here. And Jester, I think it looks like Jester wants to go in here, but he doesn't. He just kind of sits there. He drops his bubble for no reason, and then he just jumps in the air, wasting both of his cooldowns for no reason at all. What they should have done is Fury boost around and maybe even knock Harry out of the res. As soon as he goes down, you got to do that because they both had their ultimate or abilities up. Excuse me. They both had them up. They weren't using them to do anything. Fury wasn't going in to make space. He had his boosters, so he should really. They were close too. They had time to do this. Jester should have just jumped over the top onto Harry, and Fury should have came around too, and they should have killed Harry. And then Vidoshin could have came in with the Transcendence to save them, but they don't do this. Like I said, Jester just jumps in the air for no reason, just to take more damage, it seems like. And here's OG. The bubble's down now, so OG has his ultimate too, so he's just going to shatter. There's no reason for him not to here. And Vidoshin pops ult, and that's good, but you can't stop a charge. So OG's just going to go ahead and charge into Fury here, and that's really bad for them. Because Fury's ultimate just came online. And it's a much-needed zoning ultimate. They could have zoned out a lot of people. They could throw it over the top here into this little spot, like this little spot where Dallas is hiding, and completely disperse them. Probably supports are going to go over here, and Seagull might go over there. So completely displace them, and might even buy them enough time to get enough of a foot on the point for them to cap. However, OG, like I said, he's going to go ahead and charge. And Seagull, again, makes another fantastic play with the bomb. He throws the bomb over top and explodes right here as OG is charging. So Fury's not getting his mech back, and he's gonna take, and OG is gonna take Fury off the map. So there's no chance of rezzing, which is a really good play. I don't know if he knew that Fury had his ultimate. I bet he probably did. I don't think Fury's used his ultimate at all this game. So good play by OG, very good play. And Prophet does kill Taimu. But I don't know if that's going to matter enough because Fury's ultimate's down. Unless Prophet can build a pulse bomb really fast and stick some supports, that doesn't really matter. Especially if they're going to stick Unco, he's gonna just pop trance. So yeah. Speaking of ultimates, we're coming up on some good all three ultimates for Dallas. All of their defensive ultimates, which is very good for them. That's gonna make a big difference in the fight. While Nuss did use his ultimate, and so did Bidoshin, so they don't have any support ultimates anymore. They have Birdring's ultimate. Fury is dead. He and it's an overtime, so he won't even get back. Gesture does have his ultimate, which can be used to stall, and that could be good. Prophet is coming up on his, and we'll see if he gets it fast enough to even make a difference here. So Gesture's gonna go ahead and pop ultimate, and like I said, OG goes off the map with Fury. And there goes Mickey's ultimate. Mickey pops his ultimate. Now, again, you see Dallas. I'll back it up here. Again, we see Dallas pop both ultimates. There goes Unco, and there goes Harry Hook. Normally, this is a big no-no. But Dallas can make it work because, guess what? Mickey's ultimate just came online. So, those two ult at the same time, so no one dies, and they're damage boosting everyone, which is really, really good because they're down. Taimu's still walking back. They're still down people. It's a 4-5 right now, in favor of London. So it's necessary for them to pop both these ultimates. However, like I said, Mickey still has his. So Mickey's gonna pop his ultimate, and it really makes all the difference because there's no way they're gonna die while Mickey's ulting. There's just not enough damage here. And they just don't engage well enough or cohesively enough for Dallas to actually take enough damage to fall. So we see Mickey, he's got the speed boost, and he's going to go ahead and pop his ultimate, like I said. And here goes Birdring. So Birdring is ulting into a rallied and pocketed Unco. My notes here just say good luck. That's what I think of this. Good luck, Birdring. Like, you have to make the play here. It's just you're not going to do it by yourself. It's very difficult to do this by yourself, especially since Unco is a very good Zenyatta, as he is. So, yeah, go ahead and try. But he needs help. I think Gesture could have gone with him maybe, but then they don't have foothold on the point. They really need their D.Va here because the D.Va can come with him then, and they might be able to take out Unco. But as we see, that just doesn't happen. He swipes him 4 times, and Unco ends up getting him. I will say Unco had a fantastic match today. He did very, very well, so that doesn't surprise me that he's able to get a Birdring there. Prophet again sticks Mickey, but the damage is done. While that was happening, Dallas is just brawling on the point. You can see Siegel's really low, but he's going after is it Nuss here? He's going after Prophet, excuse me here. So they're just battling on the point. That's what Mickey goes down, but that entire time he's just battling on point with the rest of his team. So it's really that whole engagement was actually in favor of Dallas because Unco kites him out like so far away from the point, so that even if Unco does die, Birdring he's so far away he can dash back, but that's only going to get him to about here, and he's still got to get onto the point. So it's really really well done by Unco there to not only kite him but also get the elimination. So we'll see. Harry Hook goes ahead and revives Mickey even though Gesture's zapping him, which is smart because there you go. Mickey's going to get Prophet once more, and they're just left to the devices of Taimu at this point. Mr. Good Aim is just completely uncontested, and there's nothing you can do about that. He's gonna win that every time. There's just nothing to do. There's no way you can get to him with all those people down. So, and like I said, Fury doesn't even get back to the point with his ultimate. So, really well played by Dallas in some aspects, but like I said, Spitfire really threw this. They had a very difficult time adapting to Dallas's playstyle, which is something we see a lot. Philly Fusion made the same mistake, so did Boston. I don't know whether they're underestimating Dallas or whether they are just too stubborn to switch, which seems like kind of silly, but perhaps that's it. So yeah, that's it for this video. I really appreciate anyone who watches this. I'll link my notes in the description. They're a little more fleshed out. This is kind of me just rambling a little bit, but these I've got like timestamps and everything, so it'll really help out. Like if you liked it, subscribe if you want, dislike if you didn't like it. Say something in the comments if you want. So yeah, really appreciate you guys watching, and have a good one. I think I'll do more videos like this. We'll see. This actually took a long time to make. It was fun though. I liked it, so maybe I'll do more. Okay, bye bye.